15, including that loss to Marquette. In a quarterfinal loss. Musketeers, after that missed free throw, now 4 of 8 at the stripe as a team tonight.
They're a very good free throw shooting team.
Boy, what a night. Tremont.
Both of these teams are battle tested, though. It's going to be a great 8 minutes.
Johnson underneath. Shedrick. What a finish.
Tipped by Phillips. Still going after it. And it comes to Johnson.
Phillips is so active. He'll get a lob before this game's over.
And he's healthier than he was at the beginning of the season. No longer wearing that shoulder harness he had for much of the year as Mark lays
season of moving without the ball and setting up his cuts.
22 now for Lanier. And the lead continues to grow for the Vols.
Well, you can really see the difference in Tennessee's defense once Zakai Ziegler's on the floor. Like, Mark's got to back him down. You're worried about him instead of running your offense.
Johnson again, defended by Gainey. Finds Shedrick, who slams it home.
By Jordan Pope to get down there and stick his nose in there and rebound. Help the big guys out. This is going to be a 5-man job for Texas.
A&M has missed 16 shots. They have 2 offensive rebounds. On the season, they get 42% of their misses. Number 1 in the nation. Johnson into some trouble, finds Kaluma, who scores again. Taylor the step back over Weaver. Tipped around, but gathered in by Mark.
Don't like that shot, not a pass being made.
Can Trey Johnson get himself going? Oh, a beautiful pass. And that's already 6.5 on the Aggies to just 2 on the Longhorns. Johnson finds the open man. Weaver for 3. Mark the drive.
Well, he got fouled.
Tipped around by almost everybody and controlled by Johnson. Mark in the corner. For 3. Who loves getting downhill. Got shut off, though, by Jason Kent. Open, though, is Nickel, and he misses the 3.
Yeah, he doesn't miss many of those. You get that kind of penetration, he gets a spot-up shot, forget it.
Johnson, a nice...
Got caught with his hands in the cookie jar a little bit.
Not a good place to be in mid-March.
No, I mean, you know, I guess it just depends on how tasty are those cookies.
Do like chocolate chip. Great look to Shedrick, who slams it down. And also for Glenn Taylor Jr. Really been the difference so far for Porter Moser's team.
Now think about that, right? Moving forward, North Weathers get his confidence.
Larry's had a hot hand. That continues with the mid-range.
Yeah, if you saw the handles right there, put him to sleep a little bit. Like Kyrie, little mid-range jump shot.
So you're buying what he's trying to sell us on that comp.
I'll buy anything he's selling. Froze the defender. Wow, what a pass.
Tremont Mark wide open.
What a pass.
Tied at 47.
That better. He saw that shot clock right there. I thought he was going to pull from the top of the key, but what a quick, strong move. Finished with the left. Jalen Moore. He was going to make a big bucket at some point. That was it.
Gamecocks and Longhorns tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern on ESPN for the SEC Tournament Championship. Arthur Kaluma muscles Elvis. 4 on the shot clock. Contested 3. Outstanding defense by the Horns. Can Trey Johnson get the offensive game going? The vision is there, and the reverse by Pope.
He's been in double figures 14 times. He is a streaky three-point shooter.
Well, we saw that in his career at Georgia, didn't we? He's had his moments in the SEC. Lead it 4. Johnson, a great look to Kent.
Bright spot in the Georgia game. He had 14 points in that game.
Backdoor cut for Johnson outside to Mark. How about the vision and the dime drop? They'll try to spring Trey Johnson free on the low block. He'll bounce out to get it. Shedrick wide open from the corner, and that's a three.
My goodness.
Really, you think about it, the season on the line for Texas on the road tonight. The quad one chance, it was there, and now here we are in OT. Johnson spots Mark, that's a three, and it drops.
But now you've got 3 fouls on R.J. Godfrey. You already mentioned Silas Dimry on the sideline. Asa Newell, good news for them. They're still up 19.
Yeah, they haven't needed him here in the first half. Trey Johnson kicks it back out for Jason Kent. Drills a three. Only 6'9" sophomore from Florida, Dylan James, getting a 4th start the last 5 games. Mike White said to his pregame, he's a winning player. Kaluma cans a three. At 23 for Georgia. Kane got a little separation. Odiema got a piece of it. The Horns push. Johnson gave it back to Kent for 2.
Now that's what the year at Rhode Island. Only person in Rhode Island history to win it as a A-10 championship as a player and coach. Good finish
by Kaluma.
Wagner. Knox fires for 3. First miss from deep for the Hogs tonight. And Texas running the floor. 2-hand man jam. Texas is shooting just 6 for 21 in this game. Of those 6 makes, 3 of them belong to Trey Johnson. And the freshman guarded by another freshman in Knox. To the high post, and Kaluma off the curl. Great execution on January 18th. Top prospects in the game of college basketball. And you mentioned the new faces for Arkansas. Brazil, the only holdover. Kaluma blindly throws it in.
Got away with a little bit of route, but he lost the ball going up there.
Here's Johnson.
They are going to the well with this play.
And he finds Shedrick. Great wrinkle out of it.
Last 3 made field goals by South Carolina, all Ugasuk threes. Johnson, Shedrick.
Lamar Mark hasn't been on the mark at all tonight. Still trying, driving hard. Johnson, nice pass in the paint. That's a pretty look from Johnson. That was a shot from Johnson, and it didn't get the rim, so they got to get it up, and Kent will do it. And he knocks it down.
This Alabama team, they have Auburn Saturday. They played in Fayetteville, Arkansas Saturday night, and Nate Oates said, we're not going back to Tuscaloosa for a day and a half. We're going to keep our team together, come to Austin, watch the Super Bowl, practice, and keep our focus. And it has worked out beautifully.
With a left. Now he gets the ball again. See if he throws up another one. Alley-oop. That'll work well. A couple of highlights for the folks in the
pivoting inside, and missing that time was Magnon. This is Johnson. Johnson drops off a beautiful pass and the bucket by Kaluma. Little, maybe too much passing. Nickel on the leaner, missed it. So Vanderbilt unable to capitalize.
4-on-2, but did you see the spacing? Everybody was bunched together.
Right after I just bragged about their spacing. That's a three. They kind of dared Shedrick. Remember, Vandy's only got Now they have 3 timeouts. Could have burnt one there. Not sure if you want to, but obviously it's a turnover. Great feed from Johnson. Another reason why Scout. On the drive, Hogard missed it.
I think Shedrick got a piece of that.
I think he did. Another dime dropped off by Johnson. Ballot. Vanderbilt right now looking to get something maybe mid-range. That was Edwards getting blocked on the drive. Here comes Johnson. Alley-oop! Oh, look at that play!
And the drive by Knox, blocked by Shedrick. Texas coming the other way. Trey Johnson takes a spill. And it's knocked away. Johnson will have to recover 5 of Texas's 7 possessions have gone under 10 seconds on the shot clock. This may be another. Julian Larry pull up. Got it right with 10 on the clock. Is a better team without Boogie Fland. I know they're not as talented, obviously, with a top pick sitting out.
I think big picture they would be better with Fland as a much needed 3-ball.
Did you miss bunnies like that, though? Is that how you missed them?
No, it was like his second one with the shot clock. Yeah.
Texas takeaway. Here's the lob. That's a good-looking shot. Gained confidence, and man, is he brimming with that now. That was way off the mark from Janelle Davis.
You know, a couple buckets, and if you're Texas, you can get this thing to single digits.
Shedrick with the hammer. Got a footer.
Oh, my goodness.
6'5" and a whole lot of vert shown on that play. That might be the dunk of the year for LSU. Texas comes right back.
He doesn't make it. He becomes a threat that way offensively.
4 points for the freshman from New Orleans. Off the curl. Johnson, great dime and a stuff. All set up by the freshman. Texas gets back on defense. Carter absorbs the contact and missed the bunny. Everything but the finish. Now Texas the other way. Johnson defers. Strong finish in transition. It's Kaluma. We don't have that problem anymore, I'm sad to say. Trying to thread the needle that time was Miller, but that's another steal for Texas. They work it around the horn. Great pass by the freshman to the weaving veteran Arthur.
Colin Murray Boyles, though, he's a handful block to block.
Well, I would love to see him battle with the bigs of Texas A&M. That's going to be a bloodbath.
Yes. How about Missouri? We talked about Missouri and their big win today on the road in Starkville, and Tennessee winning short-handed. So what's Missouri's reward on the schedule for winning?
Got multiple guys that like that area.
Here's Brakefield. Trey Johnson tracks it down in the corner. The 30-point effort against A&M was the best for a Texas freshman since Durant's final game as a Longhorn, and now 9. Davis for 3. Nope. Onyema on the glass. Ole Miss has a host of scorers on their team. They're one of 2 teams in the country. Minnesota being the other with 7 1,000-point career scores. Texas has 5. Here's Pope for 3. But Texas is Pope snapped a 3-game losing streak against a Texas team that has won consecutive games against ranked foes. They're trying for their 3rd in a row. And in the SEC, those opportunities are plentiful. Trey Johnson lost it, but it ended up in his teammates' hands. And Zarek Onyema kicks it outside. A bullet pass inside. Onyema gets spun around and still.
Well, good job moving without the ball. I believe that's the freshman Johnson gets caught ball watching.
Trey Johnson's had a quiet game so far. He only has 4 points in the first 11 and a half minutes. Waiting on the right wing. Shedrick gathers in traffic, surrounded by Maroon. Shuffled now to Mark. Got it.
The best field goal percentage since Billy Gillespie's 06-07 team that went to the Sweet 16. They are just a nightmare to look at that trap in the corner. It's just so hard to even complete a pass against them.
The step through for Shedrick, and he gives it up. Solomon Washington didn't play much in the first half. Beautiful no-look pass and a flush by Shedrick. He's running the point.
Of course, Kaluma out with that injury as well.
Good point. Haven't seen Arthur Kaluma the entire game. Trey Johnson. Whoa, that was a shove. Solomon Washington goes all the way to the hardwood. A three and a whistle and a chance for four. Rebound Garcia. He was the best in the country at it last year, and he gives the Aggies a 6-point cushion. Johnson guarded by Phelps. Gets it back on a handoff. Here's Tremont Mark going baseline. Wow, tough shot.
Warwick fighting his way inside, cannot get the roll. It's been a tough go in the transfer year for Warwick. Number 4 in career scoring among active players.
Will be matched up with Onyema.
Larry with a long inbound. And it's to Pryor. Back into the hands of the freshman Johnson. Tough sledding for him. Baseline feed. Kaluma.
It was a late night and a short week for Texas. They had a late game in Norman. Knocked off the Sooners in Norman for the 6th consecutive time. They didn't get back to Austin until about 2:30 in the morning. And it's a program that is built on working out first thing. So they got Thursday morning off, and there's a nice finish by Give Meshack an assist on the 3 from Jordan Gainey, who's not been shooting the ball well, just 28% over the previous 4 games. Meshack gets screened. Johnson goes right inside. Beautiful feed to Caden Shedrick.
Driving and rejected at the rim by Denver Jones.
Here comes Johnson.
Oh! Whipping the rim.
Lays it in.
Got to stop the ball if you're Texas defensively. You can't outscore the Tigers.
Kaluma for 3.
Big shot.
Transfer. Bullies his way down low, and the jump hook is short. 2 for 8 start for A&M. Johnson dumps it off, and Kaluma gets under the basket.
That's what you have to do.
Manuel Baskey tries to get downhill around Larry, 2-time Missouri Valley Conference all-defensive team with Indiana State. Trey Johnson with the pass into the corner. What is that, the 4th corner 3 Texas is hitting this for?
Swings it to the right side, works in the land of Jumawan into the corner of 3-pointer. That's off the rim by Thomas, no good, in the rebound Texas. Kaluma to Johnson. Trey lobbing it in for Kendall Weaver for the 2-handed. Working it across the floor. Jumawan driving down the lane, had his shot rejected, and pulling it out for Texas is Trey Johnson. Off to Kaluma to the left side. Now back out front to Johnson again. In the corner, Julian Larry, a 3. It's good. And inbounded. It's kind of slicing through Travis Patterson, but he missed the runner, and the rebound cleared for Texas by Caden Shedrick. Front to Johnson. Trey being overplayed, got rid of the ball into the corner. A wide open Kaluma. He'll pass on the 3. His pass was deflected, but Weaver got it back. Now to Johnson. Trey again to Kaluma. This time he'll shoot the 3 and connect.
Great job with Trey.
Ball is Patterson. Holding up with it. Bounce pass. Loose on the floor. How about Kaluma scrambling in to pick up the loose change? Now Texas in transition. Johnson with the lob into Weaver.
Same starting 5 we've seen the last few games for the Longhorns. Arthur Kaluma averaging just over 14 points and 8 rebounds a game. Mark from up top buries the 3. Mentioned the 17 points Saturday in a big win at heated rival New Mexico. Also 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Buries the jumper to get his team within 3. Mark looks for his second 3. Yes!
The other tall freshman that was guarding him.
Sadu Jackson gets his first 2. Now Johnson with Harris 2 inches shorter covering it. Aggies still in his zone as we're under 6 minutes to go first half. Kaluma for 3. Got it.
Who have beat both USC and UCLA this year is no easy feat. So
could be showtime here. Kaluma.
They bring that action, and he's basically coming up from the corner, and that leaves him wide open for the slip to the basket.
And now 8 assists for Diarra. Pope, a corner 3. So got a double-digit lead. Caravan a deep one. And the rebound to Weaver, trying to stay in bounds, and he finds Johnson. Johnson into the corner, now Caravan on him.
Got the switch.
Wants to clear out, wants some space to drive. Kaluma, yes!
What a great crossover.
Larry wide open. Misses the 3, tipped around, and another possession for Texas. Johnson, great find! What a feed to Kaluma! Most of the scoring, 24 for Johnson, 18 in the second half. But these are seconds that are ticking away right now, down to 1:20. Johnson off a screen, kicks it to Kaluma. Good look. Got it! And it's 73.
You don't want to give him second chances to get in the rhythm. The same thing for Trey Johnson. You don't give him a rhythm shot either. As you see, I like to see more hands from Delaware State in the zone right here.
Weaver missed a wide open Caden Shedrick a moment ago. Shedrick was calling for it. Meanwhile, from the outside is Pope and connects.
And get it going for guys, because there's going to be a lot of times Delaware State is not playing in front of a packed house, not on the road where you're the underdog. You got to be able to have some energy come from somewhere. And he's a guy that can bring it.
Well, if you're Stan Waterman, you say, listen, they paid us to come here. We're giving them all they can handle here in the second half. But Onyema.
Field goals. Haskins back on for Brown. Little chat with Billy Lang and a breather for Xavier Brown, the Hawks' 6-year head coach. Johnson slashing. A great find. Shedrick. Davis again. That one way too long. He thought he was fouled.
Good defense.
Pope, he might have shuffled 2. And then Pope sticks it for 2. Early, back in the game, finds his stroke, and the Orange within 8. Syracuse 5 for its last 7 from the field, and they've disrupted a little bit more defensively with a mix of man and zone.
You know, if you're running, you can still run your man-to-man offense against the zone. You just got to screen the high side of the zone.
Larry found himself with a little bit more data.
That's only going to increase the thought of him becoming a pro.
Davis stripped away. Syracuse going very small right now with Davis and Freeman the bigs. Texas small-ish with maybe Kaluma playing the 5 right now. Mark pushed all the way out to the half-court line by Freeman, who recovers. And then Pope strokes the jumper.
Longtime assistant, including at Texas A&M under Mark Turgeon from 2007 to 2011.
Yeah, he actually worked under Turgeon at Wichita State, A&M, and Maryland before he went to Boston College.
Yeah, we were reminiscing about those old Aggie Longhorn matchups early. Looking for Peyton Rogers. Kent got the tip, and Johnson will take the ball away. Weaver, hands, off the Johnson assist. Now at 22-16, Texas lead. Kent from the corner. Yes, his second 3 of the night. Johnson 5 points so far in the first half. 29 Monday record for a Texas freshman in his debut. He drives, finds Kaluma.
But I think it's very interesting, especially in today's basketball. If you look at the amount of newcomers and transfers that we're going to see across the board in college basketball, and the chance and opportunity for a program to reinvent the way that they play based off personnel every year.
Boy, good-looking stroke. Just makes winning plays, according to what Jake Diebler told us earlier tonight. Meechie Johnson, hoping 3 won't go. So an 8-point game. Boy, beautiful dime inside. It's Kaluma. Boy, the pretty look from the fresh.
But to your point with the portal, like, let's find out right away who we are. Let's find out, are we as good as we think we are?
Shedrick coming with some heat. Meechie Johnson A little bit too strong. Rebound Weaver. 70 seconds. Boy, beautiful setup underneath. Shedrick off the feed from Johnson.